Hi everybody, Miscellaneous here and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, this is where I take you to see offbeat, interesting and quirky tourist attractions. Today I've been to Southend Central Museum. What's quirky and offbeat about that, you might well ask? After all, Southend is one of Essex's most premier tourist attractions. But Southend Central Museum is a little bit off the beaten track. It's not on the seafront or on the main drag. It is worth half an hour to an hour of your time though. They have fixed exhibitions here and also some changing exhibitions. Today I've seen the Prittlewell Princely Burial, which was discovered in 1923 and is a grave site which dates back to between 580 to 600 AD. Come and take a walk in my shoes and don't forget to click on like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and do click that notifications bell. It costs you nothing and will be helping me out a lot. Finally, when we've done the museum, we will be a bit touristy and we'll be heading down Southend Pier, which is the world's longest pier. I will see you in the video.
Now this is my favourite artefact in the whole museum. It's a doll's house. It appears to be a hotel. Look, we have a swimming pool there. It's dedicated to more than one generation. Look, we have a punk rocker sitting here in the corner. Here's other parts of Southend's history displayed. Now, in a room to the far left was a paying exhibition, which we didn't visit on this occasion. We have been here before though, and inside that one was a Wunderkammer. Now, Wunderkammer is German for a cabinet of curiosities. I have blogged about that, and I will include the links to previous Southend blogs, there are more than one, in my description. A cabinet devoted to photography, and another doll's house here. Upstairs is a planetarium. I haven't been in there yet though. I do intend to. And back we are at the doll's house. That always attracts my attention. It is so well done. Into the history and prehistory section. The Bronze Age is looked at, as are Roman times. This is our lead up to the exhibition known as the Prittlewell Princely Burial. This exhibition and the museum are free to enter. After a proposal for a road widening scheme between Priory Crescent and the railway line in Prittlewell, the Museum of London Archeology carried out an archaeological investigation on behalf of Southend Borough Council. The aim of this investigation was to identify what remains, if any, survived from the Roman and Anglo-Saxon burials that had been discovered in this area in 1923. The proposal would have been in 2003, and what the archaeologists uncovered was arguably one of the richest Anglo-Saxon burials discovered in the United Kingdom. What you see on display here are some of the most significant artefacts from this burial. The burial chamber was long collapsed, and there was no burial mound above it to signify that something could have been here. It was by chance that the first test pit cut right through it. Those of you who are macabre like I am will probably be disappointed to find out that there was no body left in the burial chamber. All that was left was a dark stain on the soil. That and a few small pieces of tooth enamel. There were, however, two small gold foil crosses found side by side, believed to have been placed over the eyes of the deceased. The Christian nature of this burial makes it exceptional. At the time, most Anglo-Saxons were still pagan. Scientific dating puts the burial probably in the AD 580s to the 590s, as I mentioned before. We know that this was a high status individual due to the quality of the beautifully crafted artefacts. We know that he's male because there's an absence of jewellery items such as gold or brooches or pendants that are expected in high status female burials. We know that he was not a king, as there is the absence of a helmet, which was associated only with kingly burials. Looking around at the artefacts, I saw both gold leaf and silver leaf, and there is a lot of the history about the excavation written around the walls. One thing is for certain, we will never know for sure who this individual was. Leaving this part of the exhibition, and this is a 2-ton cannon from the shipwreck of the London, which was a 17th century Cromwellian warship which mysteriously exploded in the Thames estuary in 1665. And behind that is a one-person air raid shelter from the Second World War. Here's a quick view of the shop before we head out into the community garden. Here we are out in the Wellbeing Garden, and do check out my blog. As I've always said, I will be a writer long before I'm anything else. Now this is a sensory garden, designed to be sensitive for those who are suffering from dementia. It is quite wild, and even though it's next to a busy road, it's a nice place to sit down for a little while. Of course, we had to be touristy and headed towards Southend Pier. The pier splices through the fairground, which is called Adventure Island. Though Southend Pier is the world's longest pleasure pier and extends 1.33 miles, that's 2.14 kilometres, into the Thames estuary. Construction of it started in 1829 and the first stone was laid on the 25th of July, which is my birthday. That wooden pier was replaced by an iron version, which opened to the public in 1889. The pier is a Grade 2 listed building. I adore these elegant wrought iron benches. They come in 4 designs. This one here is dedicated to trawler fishing by the looks of things. The pier has suffered its fair share of tragedy, including notable fires in 1959, 1976, 1995 and 2005. Here is another of those benches, and this ship's wheel has got to be my favourite design. Sometimes less is more. There are 2 pier trains in use, and this one is named after Sir William Haygate. He was a Member of Parliament and led the public campaign to create Southend Pier. Southend was granted city status in 2022. The other train is named after English poet Sir John Betjeman, who said, "The pier is Southend, Southend is the pier." If you've got sharp ears, you probably heard the Super Dean moaning about the new trains. At the beginning of 2024, 2 new pier trains replaced the Sir John Betjeman and Sir William Haygate trains. They are eco-friendly, but have been beset with problems and are currently not in service. One of the new trains is named after murdered local Member of Parliament Sir David Amess. The other train is named after William Bradley, a peer stalwart who went on to become a local councilman and alderman. During peak season, the trains ran every half an hour. As well as the fires, in 1908 a ship broke from its moorings and smashed into the pier, causing significant structural damage, and in 1986 a tanker crashed into the pier. Really? It's hardly as if the pier is easy to miss now, is it? There are little snack huts here, some of which were open, and to the left is the little tea room. Now, Jamie Oliver filmed his cookery programme here. I think it was called Jamie and Jimmy's Friday Night Feast. At the end is the Wall Pavilion, which is an event space which houses a coffee bar. It was developed in the year 2000 and I'm unsure if I like it. I did once attend a very good Only Fools and Horses exhibition here though. This bench has a Southend pier and donkey scene on it. The fourth and final bench design is simple. It features ship's masts. You can see some of these to the right. Kent is just across the water here as we head towards the end of the pier. Looking down into the murky depths and heading towards the RNLI shop. Then up the stairs towards the top deck. This is my favourite place to sit and contemplate a while, and I have to go to the bell end and ring the bell. Misses. Yes, I have a British postcard sense of humour. Southend is the ideal place for me. Back we go, and you can see my hair blowing across the camera. It was a bit of a blustery day. I have been known to take the train before, to walk one way and take the train the other, but hey, I needed the exercise, so I walked both ways. It was a day of culture and cliché. But hell, I love both parts of it. Do give both a try, Southend Central Museum and Southend Pier 2. Here comes the William Hay Gate. It appeared to be the only train running on that day. I have to say, I felt like royalty standing there and waving at the passengers. Mind you, surely they would be the ones who were royalty. After all, they had the train. I was on foot. Another lovely bench, and that one's a trawler scene. I have sped you up a lot throughout this video, as I didn't want to bore you all to death with the 1.3-mile walk. But right at the end, we turned round and the William Hay Gate was coming back the other way. I even got rewarded with a toot of the horn for my quite vigorous waving. I will leave you with this delightful warning sign that is on the beachfront. I especially love the gorgeous little diagram that goes with the no defecating rule. I would. I'm lavatorial.
Thank you for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed the video. Come and see me again soon for another miscellaneous adventure. Remember to check out some of my other videos here. Don't forget to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on that notifications bell. Ta-ta for now.